Sony Pictures Entertainment's and Firm Films presents Soul on Fire, inspired by the powerful true story behind best-selling author John O'Leary's memoir On Fire. So John is joining me now, along with actor Joel Courtney, to tell us all about it. Gentlemen, thank you so much for joining us today.
Thank you for having us.
Yeah, what a joy.
Of course. Joel, I do want to start with you, though, because John's story is one of both unimaginable pain and incredible hope. So what first drew you to this role of John O'Leary, and why did you feel that this was a story that needed to be told?
Absolutely, this is a story that needs to be told. We want to make films that move people, and we want to inspire people, and there's no story better for that than John's. Like you said, overcoming pain, fighting for life on a daily basis, choosing to live. Yeah. It's a message that needs to be heard today, and it's extremely powerful. It grabbed my heart when I first read the script and I came on board, and it was something that I needed to hear, and I think it's something that audiences all over the world need to hear as well. It's a universal story of overcoming, of saying yes to life, and making differences in the lives of the people around you and your community as well.
Yeah, so John, looking back at your journey, what emotions surfaced as you watch your life being portrayed on screen?
Terror, just terror. Here's the reality. I'm a Midwest kid. Try to be humble. It's not hard when you have scars on the majority of your body. I got burned at age 9 on 100% of my body and should have died. And after coming out of that hospital 5.5 months after entering into it, the commitment I made was to be normal, not to be under the lights, not to be in a film. It was to fade. And I did that for a long time effectively. But when my life started to change was when I recognized the beauty in the broken, and that the scars can be used for something redemptive, not only in my life, which is good, I guess, but far more importantly in the life of others. And so it started as slowly as like speaking to small groups, and then larger groups, and then even larger groups yet. And now it is in this film rolling into theaters called Soul on Fire, which is ultimately not a story about a kid getting burned. It's about a community coming alive and fighting for something bigger than themselves.
Wow. And I think it's really interesting too that you said that pain can be a powerful teacher, which I think a lot of us can agree with that, but maybe not in the moment, right? It's kind of like a hindsight situation. So how has your pain shaped your perspective on faith, life, and leadership?
So for me, I observe this in people that I look up to, and I look up to no one more than my dad. Denny O'Leary, my hero, and he's in the film all over it. He had Parkinson's disease for 30 years before he passed away on May 30th. And I watched this hero man who, when he was on top of the world, was joyful and humble in everything he did. And then I watched this man 30 years after being buried under the weight of the world with this diagnosis, humble and joyful in everything he did. That pain ignited within him faithfulness. It ignited within him humility, service to one another. He used to love the expression, "I love you, and there's nothing you can do about it." He said that to me repeatedly in my life. But I also think he said that to the reflection in the mirror. And one of the call-outs from the film is, how do you look at life that is broken, that is fractured, that is divisive and hard, and choose to love it anyway? That's part of the invitation for Soul on Fire.
Absolutely.
Wow, that's very powerful stuff there. And Joel, playing a real person can carry added weight, of course, and responsibility, especially when the man is right next to you, right? A little bit of pressure there. So what were some of the most challenging parts about stepping into John's shoes?
You know, I think one of the most challenging things that I wanted to give a lot of care and attention to was the fact that at different times throughout John's life, his scars mean different things to him. In college, he said effectively hiding. When he's, speaking, he's embraced the scars. And, one of the things that you say is that scars are the proof of healing. Yeah. So one of the things that was just like really at the forefront of my mind is, where am I in John's journey? Where are we in his story? And how is his outlook on his life at this moment? And that was one of the things that I really took very special care of paying attention to.
Well, I think it's wonderful. It seems like it's just going to be something that's so important for all of us to see and hear. So how can we see this movie?
Well, listen, it is in theaters around not only Jacksonville, but around the country and around the world right now. Hollywood is a democracy. And I just encourage us, if you want more movies that are family focused and elevative of your character and uniting and will ignite within you hope for tomorrow, check it out. You will come into this theater in any way you do, that's fine, but I promise you, you will walk out with your soul on fire. It is just an incredibly uplifting, true story about your life. Not Joel's, not John's, but yours.
Well, thank you both so much for joining us today. I'm glad you're doing well, and I'm sorry for the loss of your father. But again, thank you for joining us.
Yeah,
Thank you for having us.
Of course. And everyone at home, if you would like to see this interview again, just head to First Coast News Plus.